Even with the threat of rain, stars still came out to the Westwood premiere of Will Smith's new film, 7 Pounds. Many consumers say that in order for things to get better, there needs to be a change in federal administration. Want to find out what the latest trends are for this winter season? Well, we're going to talk to Joe Z from Stylista to find out. Same-sex marriages have been performed in the state of California since June of this year. Since then, an estimated 18,000 gay and lesbian couples have been married. Hey everyone, I'm Rossana Woo for KTLA News, and we are here at the Hollywood premiere of Eagle Eye. And while it's perfectly safe to drink from either bottled water or from tap, bottled water is more costly, whereas tap water is right at your fingertips. In Northridge, I'm Rossana Woo for Valley View News. The nation's deadliest train crash in nearly 4 decades has left more than 20 people dead and hundreds more injured in Chatsworth. The head-on collision was between a southbound freight train and a northbound Metrolink. Hundreds of firefighters swarmed the scene of the crash within minutes of the collision. Here we are just hundreds of feet away from the crash, where we can see firefighters pulling out bodies one at a time. Passengers who were injured were taken to a triage center set up near the crash site. Meanwhile, anxious families waited for word of their loved ones in nearby communities. Residents explain what they heard and saw.
It was loud, and it just sounded like kind of like a pop, and then you instantly almost you saw and heard sirens and helicopters kind of just like getting to the scene.
Everyone was rushing here, and we heard a lot of family members were on the train.
A Metrolink spokeswoman later revealed that both trains had traveled on the same set of tracks. It was Metrolink's train engineer who ignored the red light signal, causing the trains to collide.
It's very tragic. It's sad. It's going to be very sad.
In Chatsworth, I'm Rossana Woo for Valley View News. Just days after Proposition 8 passed in California banning same-sex marriage, hundreds of people gathered on Santa Monica Boulevard in protest. They chose to come here, in front of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. But why the Mormon Church?
The Yes on Proposition 8 people have admitted that over 40% of the funding in favor of Proposition 8 has come from Mormon Church sources.
I believe that the Mormon Church and the LDS people should lose their special tax status as a religious institution if they continue to interfere in civil matters.
Shame on you! Shame on you!
Shortly after the day-long protest, the Mormon Church issued a statement saying, "We call on those involved in the debate over same-sex marriage to act in a spirit of mutual respect and civility towards each other. No one on either side of the question should be vilified, harassed, or subject to erroneous information." Same-sex marriages have been performed in the state of California since June of this year. Since then, an estimated 18,000 gay and lesbian couples have been married. But since Proposition 8 passed, banning same-sex marriages, many have been left wondering whether the validity of those marriages still exists. Protesters that day not only want to make marriages legal, but they want the courts to overturn the ban.
Again, we're just asking for basic human rights. They say we have domestic partnerships. It's a completely different thing. We have a long road to go in America and in humanity, but we will not go away. We're here, and we will win this no matter what. It may take years, but we will not go away.
Equal rights now!
In Los Angeles, I'm Rossana Woo for Valley View News. As new homes are being built and new developments are waiting to be sold, many homes are going back on the market. The nation's crumbling housing market is one of the main reasons for the high unemployment rate in California. The Employment Development Department has reported that California's unemployment rate is almost 8%. This is a big jump from last year when it was about 5%. Daniel Blake is the director of the San Fernando Valley Economic Research Center at California State University, Northridge. He explains how the housing market has affected job loss.
Because of the trouble in financing these, a lot of the mortgage brokers got a little bit ahead of themselves, sold them to people who couldn't afford them. Some of the mortgages aren't paying off. That puts the mortgage holders in trouble, so they cut off financing new homes. Well, that kills the construction industry, as it should, because we have too many new homes already.
In construction alone, almost 80,000 jobs have been lost. Between the construction, banking, and mortgage industries, there has been a combined loss of more than 112,000 jobs. Although the unemployment rate in California has recently soared, there has been a gain of more than 13,000 jobs in the leisure and hospitality sectors and in the information, education, and health services. In Northridge, I'm Rossana Woo for Valley View News.
Yeah, baby. She bangs, she bangs.
Remember this guy?
When she moves, she moves.
Well, 20-year-old William Hung took his chance at musical fame by auditioning on American Idol. He didn't quite impress the judges, but he did enter the hearts of many Americans. Now, 5 years later, Hung is a student at Cal State Northridge, where he is somewhat of a campus celebrity.
They usually point the finger at me and say, "Aren't you the guy from American Idol? Aren't you the She Bangs guy? Oh, you're William Hung, right?"
He's still performing today, but this time in the classroom. Currently, he's studying to be a math teacher. Here, he's presenting a math lesson to his classmates. But would he rather be singing or teaching math?
I still prefer singing. I will take every opportunity, for singing, as it comes.
And when asked, he'll gladly sing the song that made him an instant celebrity.
She bangs, she bangs. Oh baby, when she moves, I go crazy 'cause she looks like a flower, but she stings like a bee, like every girl in history.
Now, as a student here at CSUN, William Hung spends most of his time here in this building studying for his major. But when he's not studying math, he says he likes to spend his free time playing ping pong, poker, and going to sporting events.
She bangs, she bangs.
In Northridge, I'm Rossana Woo for Valley View News. Good evening, I'm Rossana Woo for KTLA's Traffic Cast. This is your 5 p.m. report brought to you by CarMax. Remember, you can log on to KTLA.com at any time for the latest news, traffic, and weather. First off is the 57 north and southbound freeway is closed from the 60 to Brea Canyon. And as for travel times, the 60 freeway westbound from 15 to 57 will take about 79 minutes. The 605 freeway northbound from 405 to 5 will take about 50 minutes. And the 5 freeway northbound from 91 to 605 will take about 36. So that was traffic. Let's look at weather. Let's go over and look at our live shot at the downtown cam. It looks very nice outside. Right now in downtown LA, 77, Santa Ana, 77 as well, and in Van Nuys and Riverside, both 79 degrees. I'm Rossana Woo for KTLA's Traffic Cast. We'll be back in 20 minutes. Earlier this year, California lawmakers passed a measure that prohibits the use of handheld cell phones while driving. Valley View News reporter Chrissy McQueen found out what officials at Cal State Northridge are doing to help boost awareness about the new hands-free law. It took only one man to take over last weekend's box office, and yes, that man was Bond, James Bond. The latest Bond film, Quantum of Solace, took the #1 spot, raking in more than $70 million. That meant the animated film Madagascar, Escape to Africa, was bumped down to second with about $36 million. The comedy flick Role Models came in third, followed by High School Musical 3 and Changeling. A new study suggests Californians have saved almost $60 billion in electricity costs over the last 35 years. The report also says California's energy efficiency laws have helped create more than 1.5 million new jobs. Economists say the state's energy policies aren't only good for the environment, but for the economy as well. The average Californian now uses about 40% less electricity than the average American.